Hi, everybody. I'm Eli,
I'm Noah.
and we're here to bring you this week's devotion. Hope you all had a great Labor Day. Hope your work week is going well. Noah and I tonight would like to share on two W's.
No, that is not Weight Watchers.
We want to talk about work and worth. Last Saturday, Noah was given an opportunity to go to a job and earn some money. Noah, will you share with us your work experience from last Saturday?
So I would gather old tires and put them into a trailer. Then I would stack those tires until that whole truck was full. And then a semi would come and pick that trailer up. And then he would go give him to mulch companies and all things of that sort.
So, was the work hard or easy?
It was hard.
Hard work. So, how did you feel after, say the last hour of that day?
I was worn out.
You're worn out. So, did you have on your mind anything that you wanted to buy with the money you were going to earn?
I did either two things: NBA 2K21 or a brand new pair of basketball shoes because my school basketball season will be coming up here soon.
So, shoes and a new video game, one or the other. Did you make the purchase of any of those items?
I did not because it was not worth that money that I worked hard for.
So, you couldn't find the worth in the two items that you really wanted to buy from the beginning, but after you worked all that day for them, they weren't worth it. Got it. As I think of that, I think of my life and all the work that God puts into it, all the work that God will continue to put into it. Am I really worth it to God? We want to share with you a couple of points tonight that we can walk away knowing that, yes, we are worth it to God. In Psalm 139, verses 13 through 16, we're going to read from our very first day, we were worth the work, and that God was already at work in us before our very beginning. Noah, will you please share that scripture?
For you formed my inward parts, you covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in secret, and skillfully wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written. The days fashioned for me, yet there were none of them.
So during God's creation of me, God's creation of you, He's already at work in you. In fact, He's already doing a work for you in your mother's womb, and she doesn't even have a clue that you're there yet. How awesome that is, the God of the universe taking that time and putting His investment in each and every one of us, all because we are worth it to Him. Also, in verse 16, Noah, what does 16 say again?
Your eyes saw my substance being yet unformed, and in your book they all were written, the days fashioned for me, when as yet there were none of them.
So think of this for a second. Before I had even lived one day on earth, God already knows all of our days. They are already accounted for in Him and to Him. In fact, He knows all of my good days. He knows all of my bad days. He knows all the days that I'm going to get good news, all the days I'm going to get bad news, all because God has spent the work because we are worth it to Him from day one. Second place we want to go to is our sin does not change our worth. So our sin does not change our worth. In fact, in Romans chapter 5, verse 8, Scripture tells us that even while we were sinners, Christ died for us. So before I was even given an opportunity to live in obedience to God, before I could even get an opportunity to ask for forgiveness of my sins to God, He had already died for me at Calvary on the cross. So even when I was lost in my sin, He would still already die for me. So my sin has no bearing on my and your worth. In fact, Noah, I think of this for a second. You as my son. Do you do everything good and right?
No.
No. But guess what? I still love you, and my love for you never changes just because you do wrong, right? Absolutely. Kind of like God's love for us. The way I'm living, I cannot make God love me anymore, and I can't do anything that's going to make God love me any less, right? So our sin does not change our worth. In fact, in Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3, it says, I have loved you with an everlasting love. That love was from the very beginning. From our very beginning, we were already given the everlasting love. In fact, throughout my sinfulness, guess what God still does?
Loves you.
He still loves me. And guess how long he's going to love me, Noah?
Forever.
Forever. So our sin does not change our worth. And lastly, we want to talk about our worth never decreases in value. Now, I think of this for a second. Noah wanted to go and buy a video game and a pair of basketball shoes. Guess what, Noah? You never bought them, did you?
No.
Because they were brand new items that you, after you put all your hard work in, you could not justify the worth in them, could you?
Nope.
Nope, you could not see its worth. But yet at the same time, I think of a car, and I think of a brand new car, and a car is something that as soon as you drive it off the lot, it already decreases in value. Its value starts to drop. And as the miles get put on it, as the dents and dings get in it, the rust starts to form on it, sometimes cars can become worthless, in fact, and have no value whatsoever. Compare that and see the similarities in our lives. In my life, I think of as I age. I compare that with miles on a car. I compare the dents and rust and dings and dents to my sins, my failures, my errors. Man, from a worldly perspective, I'm decreasing in value. I can't do as much. I become more worthless in the world, but not in the eyes of God. In fact, because God is a restorer of souls, in fact, I still look like that shiny brand new car that's never left the showroom floor. So next time you're thinking, am I worth it? Look to the work of the cross and you'll see your immeasurable worth. We thank you for tuning in this week. We hope you have a great rest of your week, and we hope to see you on Sunday. Thank you and have a blessed day.